When the woman got the diagnosis confirming she had late-stage cancer, she didn't look devastated. The doctor told her she had 6 months at most, but instead of being scared, something hit her. For 24 years, she had never really lived for herself. In the Bennett family, she was raised to be married off for status. After marrying into the Hart family, her whole life revolved around her husband. She remembered everything he liked and even learned to cook his favorite foods. But after her husband came home from a 3-month business trip, he was no longer greeted by the wife who used to wait for him at the door. He walked in, and she didn't even look up. She just sat on the couch, eating her strawberries. She didn't make dinner either. When the butler reminded her the CEO would be home in half an hour, she casually said, "He has hands. He can make it himself." The man was clearly caught off guard. This wasn't the wife he remembered. The next day, she put on a pink dress she had never dared to wear before. She even curled the long, straight hair she kept for over 20 years. She started turning down the wives' gatherings. She stopped keeping track of what her husband liked to eat, and she definitely was wasting her time waiting for him to come home. She had one thing she wanted to do: use these last 6 months to live life her way, just once. But the colder she got, the more it messed with Ethan Hart. Then the family gathering came around. Just like always, the relatives started picking her apart. One complained about her new hairstyle, asking how she was ever supposed to have children for the Hart family like that. Another said she was dressed too well, and actually told her to write out the family rules as punishment. If this were the old her, she probably would just lowered her head and taken it. But this time, she shut down every one of those so-called concerns. In front of everyone, she brought up her aunt's years of trying to have a child. Then she exposed the mess caused by her uncle's affair. The same people who had been lecturing her moments ago suddenly had nothing to say. Even her stepmother rushed in to smooth things over, saying they were all family and just worried about her. But the woman wasn't letting her off that easily. She pointed out that everyone there knew if this was real concern or just an excuse to pick on her. And for the first time, she realized saying everything she'd been too scared to say actually felt damn good. What she did know. Someone had heard every word. She glanced toward the doorway. Ethan Hart was standing there. She had no idea when he arrived. He didn't say a word. He just stared at the wife standing in front of him, a woman who was nothing like the one he knew. Later, he gave her a black card with no spending limit. She took it without hesitation. This money was hers, and with it, she could check off her final bucket list. Soon after, her so-called best friend, Mia Morgan, came knocking. She acted concerned, but every question was really about her relationship with Ethan Hart. Then she started pushing her to get a divorce. The woman stayed calm. She had already seen right through her. Mia was really there for her. She just wanted to use her to get closer to her husband. So the woman deliberately flashed the black card and said it was compensation from Ethan Hart. The look on Mia's face said everything. The fun was just getting started. The next day, the woman invited Mia to go shooting somewhere a little more intense. She lied and said her husband would be there. Mia agreed immediately. At the shooting range, the woman showed off professional-level shooting skills. Mia was instantly jealous and kept begging her to teach her. So the woman walked her through it step by step. Then she watched Mia pull the trigger. The huge recoil and gunshot caught Mia completely off guard. Her eardrum got damaged, and she collapsed onto the floor. When her husband rushed over, the woman instantly switched into helpless mode. Crying, she apologized over and over, saying it was all her fault for not stopping her friend. Her performance was so convincing that Maya, still too stunned to react, couldn't even get a word in. But Ethan wasn't stupid. He found out that his wife had earned her shooting instructor certification while studying abroad, and right to her face, he called it out. That accident was actually intentional. The woman calmly admitted it. Then she laid out the risks. She was his wife. If she went to prison, Hart Group's stock would take a major hit. One sentence, and she completely shut down any chance of him calling the police. Ethan was completely thrown. This woman could be ruthless one second and helpless the next. What was she actually trying to do? The more impossible she was to read, the more he could stop thinking about her. What he didn't know was that this woman had only months left to live, and she was playing a game he could even understand.